Three men and a multiverse of sci-fi's finest spacecraft. But which ones can claim to be the greatest ships ever? Welcome to Space Doc Jury.
Space Doc Jury, full episode 36. I'm Lee, and I'm bringing the fantastic, fabulous, well-adept Dark Star.
And I'm Peter, and I'm bringing Benny's spaceship.
And I'm Andy, and I'm not bringing the Millennium Falcon, although you might not believe it, but it is in fact the Ebonhawk. But it's not the Millennium Falcon. I'll be very clear on that.
I'm squinting. It looks like the Millennium Falcon.
It's not. It is not. Look, it's a hawk. It says so right there in the name. It's a completely different bird.
Exactly. So there you go.
Different.
So there you go. That's our ships for this week. Quite a random selection. No real theme apart from the fact that they probably look all right if you squint at them. Squinty McSquint face. So yes, but last week we had a bit of a problem because we had we had a draw, and yes. So we had to work out who was going first. But before we do that, before we get to that bit, should we do the top 10 or the bottom 10? What are we doing?
We've done the bottom 10 for a while now, haven't we?
Okay.
Yeah, people have probably forgotten what's on the top 10.
Yeah.
I know I have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Well then, let me do this then. I'm trying to think of a voice. I can't be honest. I'll be asked. Here we go. Let's just go for it. At number 10 in the top 10, we have the Dalek Mothership from the 2005 onwards New Who with 63 points. Yoo-hoo. Hello, it's me, Mario. No, stop it. At number 9, we have the UNSC Spirit of Fire from the Halo series with 64 points. Sitting just above it at position number 8, we have, with 64 points, the Battlestar Pegasus, still hanging in there after all this time.
Episode 2, I think that was.
That was, yes, indeed. In fact, it might have been episode 1, wasn't it? When we had a big argument about...
It was the one that broke the scores with speed.
Oh, that's right, yeah. At number 7, we have the Imperial Star Destroyer Ship of Pointiness with 65 points. And with that, at number 6, we have 65 points for Battlestar Galactica, the Ronald D. Moore version. Then at number 5, we have Jub Jub the Jesus Ship, the Andromeda Ascendant, with 66 points. Yeah, it's just press any old button, it saves everything. How did they ever get stuck in a black hole? Never mind. And then at number 4, the SSD Executor. And it is... Thank you. And it is Executor, not Executor, because we want it to be striking fear into the hearts of people, not thinking that they're going to be getting some kind of...
You're going to get angry emails.
Yeah, angry emails from a taxman. But that's sitting there with 68
Well,
points.
I was going to say angry emails from Elton, but yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, fine. He has to listen to it first. At number 3, the top 3 remains unchanged, with number 3, the Borg Cube, sitting there with 69 points. At number 2, the Vengeful Spirit, the Snowplow Dildo of Doom, with 69 points. And right at the very, very top, the Death Star Weapons Platform DS-1 with 73 points.
Don't be too proud of this technological terror you've got to the top of the top 10.
It's a Christmas tree ornament.
It may well be, but it'll fuck up your day if it falls off the tree. Anyway.
Well, especially if it's made of Lego.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
You would not want to drop that one.
No, ouch. So, as I mentioned earlier, we did have a bit of a problem with who goes first and who goes last, given the actual score.
Hugo.
Hugo. Yeah, never.
Hugo?
Yeah, the Hugo Gernsback. No, anyway. So we had to work it all out, and very scientifically, using our webcams and the finest of technologies, we just did rock paper scissors. which Pete won.
Bit of wrist action.
Yeah, exactly. One off the wrist. And Pete won that one. And Andy came second and I came third. And so Pete gets to choose which order and who. So who's going first, second and third, Pete?
Well, as per usual, I'm coming first.
Okay, and who's coming second?
Go on, Lee. You go second.
Okay, fine. So pretty much the standard running order, really, is what you're saying.
Same drill as usual, boys.
Nice.
That's an Asterix and Cleopatra reference.
Yeah.
The number of people who are going to get that is so small.
Exactly.
Yeah, I wasn't going to go there. I'll just leave you to it. Anyway. Sorry. So, Pete, would you like to tell us all about Benny's spaceship?
Yeah. Owner 1, Benny the Lego Spaceman, who's kind of our unofficial mascot, so it's about time we brought his ride.
Yes.
Serial number LL929, just one off the original Galaxy Explorer Lego spaceship kits back from the late 70s. The design and colours of which it clearly apes, although, to be honest, it looks a billion times better than they ever did. When you look at the old pictures, it's like, oh yeah. Constructed in a hurry by master builder Benny to get the heroes out of a tight spot, she was available as an actual kit, which at least one of us owns, apparently. Woo! We've discovered. Yes. Oh, yeah. Not at all envious. Consisting of 940 pieces with a low price of 80 quid. Mm-hmm. Released in 2014 to coincide with the Lego movie. She comes equipped with extendable wings, a bridge, and a separate control room. Spring-loaded blasters, that will fret to any pet size. Red and yellow M-Tron robots, whatever the fuck they were. I can't remember those from the movie, but never mind. And detachable wing flyers to increase the ship's offensive and defensive capabilities. Boy, am I going to need those points.
Yes.
Sadly...
Yes, in fact, if I could quote what I said last week, this is a bold strategy, Cod, and let's see how it plays out.
Sadly, it features very fleetingly in the movie, but ultimately the fact that the ship exists as an actual kit means that some of the stats are actually readily available, including size!
Oh, blimey, he's straight onto it. I go on in size. How big is it?
51 centimetres.
That's not even a 1, really, but I'm giving you a 1 for pure charity.
It has some size, so it must be 1, but yes, it's barely a 1, isn't it?
Yes. Really, we should be down in the 0.1s as opposed to a 1.
Yes, points. Can we? No, I'm not sure we can do decimal points.
You have one dead against fractions on this cast.
Yes.
So,
you have been. So. Yeah. Okay, carry on.
Speed!
Yeah.
Sublight-wise, she's lightning fast in universe. Not too sure where it pegs on our scale, though. She's
but clearly... It can get all the way across the dining table.
In no time flat.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard to say, isn't it? Because there's that whole bizarre thing where... And it slightly irked me about the film, whereas it blew the fourth wall and suddenly you realise it's in somebody's attic.
Actually, point of order, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Is it eligible?
It requires somebody to fly it.
Does it travel between planets?
Ooh, different worlds in the Lego universe. Yes, it does. Well, blow it, because if you built it yourself, you can fly it between worlds, can't you? So why not?
Well, I have built it myself.
It's a spaceship.
And I have to admit, it has yet to leave Earth.
Well, you've not been trying hard enough. A spaceship is designed to travel between worlds, isn't it?
Well, unless it goes to a moon. Or to orbit.
Yes. But clearly Lego space, the idea was that we're going...
Mr. Medcalf, for the deciding vote there?
I'm literally just sitting here eating popcorn. No, I'm just enjoying the fact that I'm normally the one in the middle of the argument, so I'm just sitting this one out. No, I mean, in universe, in the child's imagination, in the film, it flies between different zones and worlds and different epochs and eras.
I don't know that they're on different worlds. Unlike the Star Wars world, where every planet has a single geographic feature, an ice planet, a desert planet, a cowboy planet, a Nazi planet. In the real world, like Earth, you can get all of those on one planet.
Yeah, right. But my point is that in the actual film, until it's revealed that it's all one desk, they actually fly between that sort of master builder's realm and then that other realm where the Falcon turns up for about 5 minutes and does a running jab.
Hyperdrive to where?
Yeah.
So there's clearly some idea that things can go into space here, is what I'm talking about.
I think I will wear my community Chang hat and I'll sit back with a sombrero on and go, I'll allow it. I think there's a mini-sode to be had in basically traveling in your imagination. but for the time being I will allow it, because otherwise basically this story ends here. with
I
one,
go to bed early.
with one point. So go on in. I mean, yeah, go on. Yeah.
In the film, she's fast, lightning fast. So I'm going for a 4.
So again, the 51 centimeter starship is fast.
Yes, damn fast.
And you're going for a 4.
Yes.
Again, I'll just reach for the popcorn. I'm just reaching for the popcorn.
Yeah, I'll allow it being eligible to slide, but that boat won't float, Monsignor. Based primarily on the fact I don't think it costs the entire table in the course of a film.
Yeah, but we ignore the bit where it turns out to be a table, don't we? Because it's all about your imagination.
Otherwise,
I'll play the imagination song over this sodding bit.
Yeah, exactly. Come with me and you'll be at the other end of the table.
Oh, now there's a Lego kit that needs doing.
What, Wonka's Chocolate Factory?
Yeah, complete with the elevator and everything. That
and
boat that goes through the chocolate. Yeah.
Straight up the chocolate pipe.
God. You've ruined the film for me, you bastard.
You're welcome.
Straight up Wonka's pipe.
Straight up Wonka's chocolate pipe.
I mean, look, I got to say, if a fallback for all of this is going to be down to imagination, then we may as well give up trying to do it, because
yes and no.
There's going to be no consistency whatsoever in this.
I mean, clearly I'm dancing on thin ice with this one, because ultimately...
Mate, you're dancing on thin ice while carrying an elephant, jumping up and down with skis.
Clearly,
this does not end well.
the rules for this particular ship are elastic, to say that, to a best. But in the film, she's fast. Clearly, she's a fast fighter type.
She's no faster than a hastily thrown together biplane where you see one of the other city dwellers.
Yeah, pretty much everything is damn fast in this film, to be fair, but it's all fast.
Damn slow.
No, you don't watch that movie and think, oh, that was a slow. It all moves like crazy.
All I'm saying is there is no way that Benny's ship is as fast as a Shadow Battle Crab, the White Star.
Yeah, she's definitely as fast as the White Star.
The Heart of Gold, Serenity.
Serenity, definitely as fast as Serenity, yeah.
What?
The Dalek Mothership.
Dalek
look, dude, it's 51 centimeters long.
That doesn't stop it being fast, dude.
I tell you what. I'm going to refer you. Oh my God! Someone's renamed the bloody Enterprise JJ's Wang in Space again.
Who could that be?
And someone's also done the USS Holiday Inn, I see.
Yes. Yeah, I wonder who did that.
I honestly feel like I'm a child in the middle there, because no one ever touches the refit.
We all love it.
Okay. I refer you to a couple of places down at position number 60, the Martian Maggot, whereby it was literally flying between Mars and Earth almost instantaneously in a ridiculously cartoony fashion. But we had no reference point other than we knew it was super fast, but how super fast? And because it was a cartoon, there was no consistency.
Mm-hmm.
And
that seems like a fair comparison. What did it get?
A 1.
Oh, shit.
Shall I put you down for a 1, sir?
It's fast, I tell you.
Yes. but again, it comes down to that. There's no frame of reference, and the rules
fuck up, Donnie.
and the
element
and the laws of physics are about as elastic as my.
Yes. I mean, clearly, this is not going to score well on science. I can tell you that now. But
I'm curious about what you're going for the firepower. To be honest.
Well, we'll build up to that.
Well, let's just deal with the elephant in the room, which is labelled faster than light.
Well, it clearly doesn't have one, so that's a 0. I'm not going to argue
thank
that.
Christ for that. Manoeuvrability.
But again, manoeuvrability flies all over the place. Unhealthily manoeuvrable unless you're a minifigure made of solid plastic. So I'm arguing 5.
Now that I will allow because you see it, you literally see it spin on its axis. It does pull a White Star style maneuver or two, so that's fine. I've got no problem there.
I can't understand why you're happy with that, but you're not happy with it being really fast because it clearly
it's on a sodding table.
It doesn't matter. It's really fast in the film. No, it doesn't.
It matters.
You've broken Andy. Are you happy now?
Good. Yes, I am. I should dance on his.
This was your goal, wasn't it, Lee?
Yeah, I didn't think it'd take 113 ships to do it, but well done, Pete. I mean. I thought the wheels would have come way off of Andy's psyche by about episode 4.
I mean, seriously, the number of ships we scored 1 that just plod across the screen. This ship,
but they're huge. They're still going really fast. It just seems like
it doesn't matter.
Oh no, I'm afraid it does. It's literally the first thing on our scoring sheet.
All right, yeah, it's got size to score earlier on, but I mean, clearly I haven't.
In fact, it's a well-known trope of this cast. But the bigger it is, the better off you're going to do in the whole.
Yeah, but the one thing I was going to say, just to put the sublight thing to bed, is that in the case of manoeuvrability, we have visual evidence of it actually turning at stupid manoeuvres at high speed. Sublight.
We also have visual evidence of it flashing across the screen like a crazy thing.
Yes, but but the thing is, we don't have any kind of reference in terms of where it's going, how fast it's travelling. We just know that it's being shot.
It flies across the screen. Surely that's all we need.
Well, but how far?
In my case, the screen's 32 inches, so it can fly across that in a couple of seconds.
It's how fast it looks it's going. That's the thing.
So now we're basing it on how fast it looks it's going.
Yeah. That's great grammar, isn't it?
Hold on. Literally, I am calling a halt on this for a second. I'm going to put an albatross in here. Black Dog is crossing over to give you an albatross moment.
Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of a team. Everything is awesome when we live in our dream. Everything is better when we stick together. Side by side, you and I gonna win forever. Let's party forever. We're the same. I'm like you, you're like me. We're all working in harmony. Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of a team. Everything is awesome when we live in our dream. 3, 2, 1.
Right, okay, to stop the arguments.
Really?
Yeah, well, I don't know I am, but I'm going to give it a go because I've just put a pause on the thing. I've gone and watched the thing. It leaps between. It does fly through space twice. It then lands in Middle Zealand. It then flies through the Grand Canyon. Then it flies through another dimension and then appears out in a city. It is moving. In real terms, it's moving about the same speed as a fighter jet.
Exactly my point.
Yes, but that's not 4.
No, that's still 1.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, you need to understand how fast things go to get to orbit.
No, okay.
A typical fighter jet, fastest manned fighter aircraft, it's not fighter aircraft, SR-71 will fly at Mach 3. It's as fast as it will go. The SpaceX Falcon rocket to launch stuff into space, it's going Mach 9 plus. I mean, the shuttle used to hit Mach 12.
That's fast.
Yes.
Yes.
This is not.
This is going into space. This is fast.
Pete, we've just sat there and all watched the video.
Yes.
It flies down the street.
Yes,
And
it
it
also
takes-
flies down.
Furthermore, the whole about it flies from here to here to here. We don't know how far away those places are for it to have any meaning.
All I'm saying is it's fast.
And all I'm saying is, in the grand scheme of spaceships, the 100 and whatever we've got in space dock, 113?
Yes, at
It's
the
not
moment.
that fast.
No, I mean, I tell you what, I will give you a compromise. I will give you a compromise, and this is the one compromise. And Andy's probably going to spit bullets, but at this point, there's only one ship that I think it's on this list that's been given a sublight above one that I would say it's faster than, and that ship, and you're going to really hate us, is the fucking Button Moon rocket.
Oh, God.
Which has two.
Well, if Button Moon could have two, this Benny spaceship can definitely
Button
have two.
Moon earned the 2 because it demonstrated it could fly between whatever the fucking planet was and the Button Moon.
Which, again,
You know,
it's clearly a similar universe to Lego here, isn't it? I mean, because that wasn't actually the moon,
If my learned
was it?
colleague would allow me to finish. If my learned colleague,
Oh,
we
God.
had an idea of the distance involved because you could see the space involved. We do not have an idea of the distance involved in this. And if you're basing your argument solely on how fast it's flying through the city scene, where is the only time you have the continuity of shot to make the assumption it's not flying any faster than a jet anyway.
Yeah, the city bit isn't, as fast. But some of the other bits are.
Right, okay. I tell you what. I tell you what. I'm going to leave it at 1. I'm going to put a pin in it. Look, I will turn this podcast around. I will. If you guys can't be nice. Oh, dear, I thought my one was going to be the tough one, but anyway, there you go. I tell you what. Let's deflect from one disaster into a completely different one.
Oh, this is going to be a long night.
Let's see.
Are we talking about firepower?
We
here?
are. Give us.
This is what it's armed with: 2 spring-loaded laser shooters, 4 flick missiles, hidden spring-loaded space cannons, 2 stud blasters. In universe, you can take out the micromanagers of Lord Business, but on the basis they've only made of Lego, your mileage may vary. I have no idea how to score this, to be honest.
Right. Okay. Well, I have been thinking about this because while I was watching that video, I was just thinking, oh shit, all the way through. And right. Okay. All I was going to say was this would seem to me to be a really heavily armed fighter.
Yes, that makes sense.
So you would be looking at a 2. If you wanted to push it to a 3, argue with Andy. But essentially,
Oh, no, we're arguing over the 2.
No. Because come on, it has weapons.
It is a fighter. Let's face it.
Look, we got listed down as
I'd say
2.
it's a Corvette,
We have at 2 fighter / standard lasers.
Okay.
So
And does that account for bits of molded plastic?
taking out people and actual troops on the ground. That to me sounds like whether or not they're made of plastic or not is neither here nor there in that particular instance. In the universe, it's blowing up things on the ground and taking out people. You couldn't put it as a 1 for armoured support craft because it actually is armed.
It's got more guns than that, so...
You're about to start crackling. So
Anyway, it's good to know that the peanut gallery's on my side here.
yes, the bit that no one's heard because I've just started recording again is Anne-Marie leapt in as a good kick in to the thing, but you never heard that. Never mind.
That'll be in the special edition.
So I mean, the thing is, it's in this particular instance, it's an in-universe thing. It's a spaceship with people in it, and it shoots other people. So it's not much more powerful than a fighter in universe. I think you can argue that quite comfortably. If you want to take it into the real world, and say, "Oh, the bit with Will Ferrell in it," then no, it's nothing.
Well, if you take it into the real world, it's not eligible and it doesn't count for anything. So let's keep it in universe.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, exactly. So therefore, by the rules of that, by the rules of the universe, it shoots up loads of Lord Business's robots and shoots a wall. So basically, it's a fighter.
Just for the interests of possibly getting to bed at a reasonable hour tonight, let's go with 2.
Jolly good.
Jolly good. Yeah, okay. Oh God Almighty! Every single step of this is going to be like walking over glass. Okay, defense.
Yeah, active 0 unless you count the Mtron robots, which are apparently meant to take out incoming threats.
And we see that precisely where.
Well, exactly. They're only really in the kit, so I think 0 is the only fair score for that.
Okay, and passive.
Passive, it's made of Lego, one of the toughest materials known to man. If you've ever trod on a piece of Lego, you'll know just how tough it is. So I'm arguing 2 for heavy armor.
I'm not even going to argue. Fuck it. Yeah, you can have your 2 for that.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Special.
I was gonna
1 from Support Craft.
What?
And yes, the Lego kit. Yes. You've got the Lego kit. You know that.
Yeah, no, I've got the 2 things on the side, but it's the armed bit.
Yes, they've got lasers. I mean, they're not just going to scoot around with no ornament, are they? That's like waving your tackle at the enemy. Crazy.
This podcast has gone to a strange, dark place all of a sudden.
Now you know why I wanted to go first.
Oh,
Imagine having this argument at the end of the podcast.
When you're drunk as well.
You mean he's not drunk now? This is him sober?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a relative thing. 1 from Support Craft, and then another one, because she's reconfigurable at the hands of a master builder to suit whatever challenge it faces. So I make that 2 for special.
Wow. Wow.
I've got to admire the audacity.
I'll give him the 2 just purely for the balls of pulling that one out of the bag.
Their face cheek scoring.
Yeah. Okay. Go on then. Crew size.
Crew size. Okay. So in the movie, she's crewed by Benny,
1.
Wild Style,
1.
Unikitty,
1.
Metalbeard,
1.
the pirate head in a giant
1.
mech suit, and the frickin' Batman. I make that 6 for 2.
Do they
point of
actually
order.
all pilot?
How many of those are actually involved in flying the ship?
We can't exactly tell, but they're all clearly
1.
crewing it in some way or another shooting. So it's 2.
1.
It's
1.
2. There are 6
At
of
one
them.
point, one of them's literally standing on top of a thing, punching stuff. That is how
They're
involved he
actively
is.
involved in the life of the ship. There you go. So that's 2.
That's a 1. I'm not having that. I'm sorry. That's not. I don't care how belligerent and beer up you get. That's a fucking 1.
Yeah.
A line
Damn
must
you.
be drawn. A line must be drawn here, and no
Yeah,
further.
this far and no further.
I will make them pay for what they've done.
Fine. Okay, then. Skill in your face. Skill. Oh, they're
Competence.
all master builders, and one of them is frickin' Batman. I demand 5.
Wait, is Batman actually on the ship?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, he
In the
is.
movie.
Because he doesn't come in the kit.
He does. I know. It's an outrage, but the kits don't quite reflect the movie, bizarrely.
Yeah, unfortunately, freaking Batman would get a 5.
Yeah.
Wait, this is Lego Batman.
Oh yeah.
Sure, clear.
Well, in which case he gets the lobster thermidor. In which
Yeah,
case,
he gets a lobster thermidor.
what's the score for lobster thermidor?
5. I think you'll find.
Yeah. I mean, the crew is basically Benny.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
It's all the master builders involved in fighting and shooting,
Not the crew of the ship.
flying the support craft.
Actually, Benny, and no one flies the support craft. The fact you're getting those at all is just because we can't be asked. It's the crew is Benny, and don't get me wrong.
Okay,
Benny's
a
awesome.
master builder, so 5.
Benny's awesome. Benny is also
Deranged.
slightly obsessed,
Aren't we all?
completely deranged,
Aren't we all?
and Peter made manifest in Lego.
Except he's not pissed.
Well,
But that aside, would anyone in their right mind give you a 5 for competency?
Of course.
The fact that you said that herself kind of proves our point. In fact, can we get Anne-Marie back for a second? We
Yeah.
can ask her.
Where is she?
She's gone.
Oh,
Hang on, I'll message her and ask her.
yeah. I think
Master builder. You notice the phrase there, master.
A master
Beta.
builder who, for the majority of the film, his answer to everything is, I
Build
will
a
build a
spaceship.
spaceship.
Exactly. What could be wrong with that, man?
I just want to go to bed.
Yeah. I'll go for a 3 because I'm feeling generous.
3.
Yeah.
3.
You see, someone being able to fly the ship is fine, but the thing is, if that's all they can do and scream spaceships like a manic
And build a
person-
spaceship.
Furthermore, again, the master plan, they literally get taken apart.
Slightly.
Totally. Completely and utterly.
I mean, I could be talked down to a 4 on the basis that none of them are, the chosen ones.
No,
so-
I'd rather not talk you down to a 4. I'd rather bludgeon you down to a 3.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. It's
The
a
freaking Batman.
freaking Batman is not a part of the
it's not-
crew.
He is.
He's not.
He's a passenger at best.
He's on the ship.
And it's Lego Batman.
Can't
We've
even-
seen the film.
Yeah.
He can't
He
even.
beats all the bad guys on a regular basis.
He can't even open a bloody railing into a car park without throwing 4,000 batarangs at a button.
In fact, also, spoiler alert, let's remember his genius plan was to release the worst bad guys the universe has ever seen to prove himself. No.
What do you mean, no?
Well,
That's
it's not.
perfectly
It's not a
safe.
plan. It's not a plan that is watertight in its effectiveness. No, I think 3. Okay, realization. This is gonna be. Oh, give me a fucking hell.
Yeah, it's perfectly realised Lego ship, isn't it? Created in CG for the film, of course. So I'm arguing 5.
Annoyingly, that circular reasoning kind of makes sense.
I'm just pressing buttons now. I'm pressing buttons. I don't know. Interior.
Interior, well, you clearly see the interior, although there's that much to it as it's a fighter. But again, it's accurately and realistically realised. So I'm arguing 5.
1.
What?
It's a clear yellow perspex over a trench.
It's perfectly reflecting
Again,
a Lego
I have
ship.
this kit.
Yeah, I know, exactly. And
1.
it's perfectly realised.
1.
How's that 1? Perfectly realised, man.
You don't see. Well, firstly,
It's
there's
a
hardly
blast-
anything there.
It's a
There's
plastic.
not much to
Secondly,
it.
it is
I'll
a-
argue.
It is a Lego trench with 2 computer consoles, which do not function, and secondly, there's not even seats there. Okay, they're sitting literally on the floor.
They're literally sitting on their ass.
They are literally sitting on their backsides.
There's no lumbar support. Let's put it that way.
Also, there's no airlock. You want to get out, you've got to open the canopy, depressurize the entire thing. It makes no sense.
I don't want to open any canapes. Right.
Oh, this
Well,
took a
fine then. Phew.
One
It'll
it
be
is.
fine.
One it is. Science.
0. It's living Lego. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
There's no argument here on that one.
Wow.
I would like to offer up a score of minus 23 for this science score.
Well, fuck you very much.
No. No. As much as I'd like to do that, no. Okay, so cool factor. Andy.
Well, of course, it's 4. It's a fantastically cool
Okay.
and excellent ship.
Four, sorry. 4, Andy?
I'm torn here because I love the Lego Movie and I love Benny's spaceship. I actually have the model kit, but I want to punish Pete. So I'm somewhat torn as to what I should give it.
You must do what you think is right, of course.
Do your best
well,
for Benny.
Again, I'm thinking minus 27. Is this an option now?
No.
Benny is disappointed.
For Benny, I will give it 3.
Yay.
So that's...
But I want you to know, Pete, I do not forgive or forget.
Gowron is your spirit animal. Okay, so I'm gonna give it a 3 because it's fucking cool. It is fucking cool. So after that, somewhat turbulent.
I was
opening-
robbed.
You were
Fuck off, you were fucking
you were
robbed.
you were arsehole lucky to get it in past 1. Yeah, Benny's spaceship comes in with 33 points.
Aboo.
Aboo.
Don't you fucking aboo us.
I will aboo you. Should be
Which-
far better than that.
So Benny's spaceship, that's 33. That puts it actually around the Prometheus from Prometheus, Thunderbird 3, and the Button Moon ship.
Yeah.
The system
The
works.
system
No,
works.
it doesn't.
It does. The only thing.
I demand a recount.
Okay. Yes, it's still
Okay,
there.
yeah, still 33.
Gosh, that was quick. You're so efficient.
Yeah.
Oh, I know, but they're using us tomorrow night as well.
Yeah.
Oh, God, no, don't.
No. Yes.
Timestamp it.
Jesus Christ. Okay. Well, that was Benny's spaceship.
I tried.
sakes.
I tried. They dragged me down,
Oh.
screaming.
Yeah. Don't worry. Don't worry. We've got much more fun to come as we move on to my ship, which is the Dark Star. Oh, right. The Dark Star. The Dark Star itself is a spaceship, a forward scout vessel, and tasked with the with the destruction of interplanetary objects and bodies of any size within a nebula ahead of a oncoming fleet. The ship is piloted or crewed by Lieutenant Doolittle, who's the helmsman, Sergeant Pinback, who's the bombardier, and also played by alien writer Dan O'Bannon. And it's also got Corporal Boiler, who's the navigator, Talby, who's the target specialist, and also, shall we say, spaced out, drug addicted, and the commander, who's Commander Powell, who was killed during hyperdrive as a result of an electrical short behind his rear seat panel. Yet he remains in a state of cryogenic suspension with wires going into his head, just zoning out in a fridge in the basement.
And you can have a chat with him if you want to.
Yeah, you can have a chat with him. Yeah, so the ship has been operational for 20 years. Always in a state of constant deterioration and system malfunctions, including a radiation leak which is not repairable, and a cargo of intelligent talking bombs which are, shall we say, having existential crises. The ship also suffered an explosion which destroyed their sleeping quarters. The food processor is repeatedly serving chicken-flavoured liquid meals, and the storage bay self-destructed, destroying the ship's entire supply of toilet paper. The ship is also run by a softly spoken female-voiced computer, which may have been the prelude to Mother on board the Nostromo. And and basically the whole film is them basically just zooming between planets, destroying planets, moving on, and being generally quite bored as they trundle around the Vale Nebula, dropping massive bombs.
You do.
Yeah, that's it, and that's it. Oh, and dealing with a alien that they picked up, which sounds rather familiar. Unfortunately, this alien, instead of being a HR Giga, nightmarish, pseudo-sexual monstrosity, is basically
A beach ball.
an orange spotty beach ball with claws, and a penchant for practical jokes and tickling people as they hang out on lifts. The Dark Star was ultimately destroyed by by Bomb 20. Which was brought to life by an electronic storm, and despite Lieutenant Doolittle's attempts to talk it out of exploding, the ship eventually goes round into believing it's sentient and has only one purpose, and promptly says, "Let there be light," and detonates, killing Boiler and Pinback instantly. And Commander Powell is jettisoned into space, still in ice, and the other two, Talby and Doolittle, are blown in opposite trajectories. One surfing down to the planet on a on a ladder, and the other one being carried away by a bunch of asteroids. It's all a bit surreal. The whole thing was filmed by John Carpenter and written by Dan O'Bannon, and was seen as a prelude to Alien because the ship, the Dark Star itself, was designed by Ron Cobb. The bombs themselves were made from an AMT semi-trailer truck kit, and the ship itself was was taken from a design for a shoe that was scribbled down on the back. Scribbled down on the back of a napkin while
I have souls bigger than this ship.
Yeah, exactly. It was scribbled down on the back of a napkin while eating at the International House of Pancakes, which is also a sign that can be seen on the back of the ship if you zoom in on the Blu-ray. And that's it. The hyperspace effect for the ship, flying in its superluminal velocity, was a technique that was tried out by the special effects team and was later repurposed for Star Wars. So there you go. So without this film and this ship, you wouldn't have Alien, you wouldn't have any of the output of John Carpenter, you wouldn't have half
That's
of
just
Star
made me
Wars.
realise we don't really have a score for influence, do we?
No.
Because this would be rating really high if we did.
Yes, but we don't.
Yeah,
And also,
you're boned.
no, unfortunately, and also it has a surrealist angle, which also had supposedly influences upon a Mr. Douglas Adams, but that's got a citation needed right beside it, so I'm not going to count that. It also influences Doug Naylor. As an inspiration for Dave Holland's Space Cadet, which would later turn into Red Dwarf. The character of Pinback, played by Dan O'Bannon, was named in was it Danny Boyle's Sunshine? So there you go. There you go. I think I'll leave it there because it's more about the film than it is the ship. So let's get to rating this bugger because it's going to be quite quick, I think. He says, praying. So the ship itself, from the Ron Cobb Designs, is 280 meters long, which by my rating gives it a size of, well, it's either a very low 3 or a very high 2.
It's a 3, isn't it? Because we round up after 50.
Yeah, we round up.
Okay, so it's a 3. Sublight. Well, at the moment we've got no real reference because literally all it does is just pulls up at planets and we don't really see it travelling beyond it with any kind of visual medium, or we know that they've been going through this veiled nebula for 20 years. So we don't really get any scale for that. So that's a sublight of 1, unfortunately.
Alas, yes.
FTL, though, it does go superluminal. It does go between stellar systems quite quickly, and in fact, it does it in a matter of, well, with them all sitting there being frozen in time in the film, it does it in about 5 minutes. So it goes between solar systems within a cluster in about 5 minutes. So I don't know how that rates on our scoring system. We really don't know the distance between solar systems.
Yeah, again, unless you have an idea of a distance, I mean, I think you're going to have to stick it as the 1 because we don't know.
Yeah.
If we get some information later, I don't know. Is the Vale a real place?
No.
It's
No.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you'd have to go 1, I'm afraid.
Yeah. For maneuverability,
Yeah,
yeah, that's okay. One is fine. For maneuverability, we have absolutely fucking nothing beyond the fact that it can stop on a dime. So that's 1.
Yeah, it's Nostromo-ish.
Yes. Well, it's worse than Nostromo. It literally does skid to a halt.
They don't really have the effects to show it move, so
No, so it just suddenly stops. Firepower, however, now this is a different kettle of fish.
Yeah.
Bomb 20 and basically all the other bombs can literally annihilate a planet or any stellar mass in front of it, up to and including a planet and a moon, right in front of it in a single shot.
Well, that's one-shotting a bloody planet right there.
Yep, that's one shot in a planet, so that's 14. Woo! I'm into double figures. Right. Defense. Active 0. It has no active defense. Passive defense. Oh, well, actually, it's beyond some personal shields for the actual crew. The ship itself has very little. It's like tin foil, and it keeps bits of it keep falling apart and blowing
Yeah.
up. And
I mean, literally tinfoil by the looks of it.
yeah, literally it's falling apart at the seams. So I was going to ask for, he says, looking at the defences, I think tinfoil armour, so I'm asking for a 0.
With tinfoil armour, I've always envisioned that's more something like the ISS. You know, you can literally put your finger through it.
Well, as I said
So
before...
I'm just looking at the only things we've given a 0 to. He says, looking back,
I don't think we have.
is-
I don't think we've given anything a 0.
Yeah, we have. We gave the Eagle Transporter, Discovery 1 and Thunderbird 3 zeros.
And the Cygnus.
The Cygnus, because, you know, that's just literally a giant greenhouse in space.
Yep, that's right.
I mean, it's down to you. I'm playing the role of Donnie in this particular ship,
Yeah.
but I would have fought a 1.
I mean, it does. The problem is,
I mean, it's a bit inconsistent, isn't it? Because, you know, clearly some parts of the ship are falling apart. For other parts that have managed to keep the crew, you know, alive for how many, was it 20 odd years?
20 odd years, yeah.
So it's somewhere between a 1 and a 0, I guess.
Well, and presumably as well, it can destroy these planets in front of it and survive any blast.
No, they
waves
get the hell out of Dodge before the bombs
Do they?
explode.
Okay.
Yeah, they
Oh, well,
fire, they
Mac,
fire the
well-
bomb and they actually literally have to leave the solar system. That's how powerful
I will
the
leave it
bombs
to
are.
my learned gentleman to.
I'll give it a 1 to be happy and you know, least generous towards it.
I don't begrudge you that one.
Okay, thank you. Special? No, nothing. Zip, 0, denied, nothing. Crew. Well, we have a crew of 6. No, 5. We have a crew of 5, 6 if you count the beach ball.
No, that's not a member of the crew. He
No,
just
I
picked
know.
it up.
I know. So we're talking crew size of 1. And competence. Competence is appalling.
Yeah.
well, it would seem that they picked up a beach ball. So
Well, they picked
They
up
are a bunch of stoners.
Yeah, they are a complete bunch of stoners. What the captain is dead. They can't repair their own ship. They blew up their entire roll of supply of toilet paper nearly 18 months ago, and they just didn't decide to fly back to the fleet that's behind them. They don't even know if the fleet's still behind them, and they're just flying.
And one of their crew members gets outwitted by a bloody bouncy beach ball.
Yeah, there's one point where Pinback decides to try and take on the alien that's running around the air ducts. Sound familiar? And basically, it leads him out into the lift shaft, and he spends 5 minutes just trying to climb up through the emergency hatch of the lift. Gets inside, and as he's climbing up, the alien jumps on him and starts tickling him so to make him drop. And he reaches for the emergency hatch, only to detonate the self-destruct around the lift floor that allows you to remove the lift floor, the explosive bolts. So there's him trapped in the bottom of the lift, and then the computer goes, "Congratulations, you finally decided to clean the lift. Explosive bolts will detonate in 3, 2, 1." And then it's like a comical explosion, and then he comes out of the lift doors, and you see he's actually still got the lift floor around him in a sort of very Looney Tunes-esque thing. So I'm literally going to say competence of 0.
I wouldn't argue.
I cannot argue.
There you go. Exterior. It's a shoe. It's a shoe. It's a shoe.
Its level of detail is not great,
No.
has to be said.
It is literally a shoe with a glass dome on top.
I mean, you can sell this as, it's clearly influenced by Alien, but you compare this to the Nostromo, and it's like, oh my God.
Well, this came first, didn't it?
Yeah, this
So-
came first. This
yeah.
came first by 3 years. It's. I mean, I'm going to ask for a 1 because it's a model and it was made by people with no special effects experience before special effects became a thing. So
They were learning their trade, bless
yeah,
them.
so I'm going to give it a 1 for exterior.
Yeah, I was just looking at some of these pictures, and they look like something out of Star Trek: The Original Series.
Yeah,
It's worse than that.
it's worse than that, especially when you see it move. That's the worst.
Yeah.
Oh God, I've just seen. Oh, ooh.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just gonna throw this particular picture in the chat. Please tell me this isn't a production shot and this is just a fan model.
Hold on. Let's have a look.
No, that's pretty much it.
No, that's actually it. That's actually that's the bit when Bomb 20 is about to, Bomb 20.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
That's a generous one. That's all I'll say.
Yeah. 1975.
Like you said, it's a model, so yes, but that's still 3 years after 2001.
Yeah, but it's made by people with a budget of 60 grand, not 60 million. So, anyway, yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm not arguing, really. Yeah. Interior, well, it's actually just some steel corridors that they found in a factory, really. So,
and a lift shaft.
So it's... Oh,
I quite like the bridge just because of how cramped it is.
The bridge is quite unique. I don't think you've ever seen a bridge like it. If you haven't seen it, Andy, basically just...
I've got a picture of it here. I'm looking at it.
I mean, the controls don't look like anything other than bits of plastic that have been glued onto card. But the actual...
I feel sorry for the bloke at the back if he suddenly needs to go for a piss.
Yeah, I know. The fact they're all crushed in together just kind of adds to the atmosphere of the craziness of it all. So I kind of like that.
Yeah. And, yeah, especially the way they film it as well with a kind of fisheye lens to make it look all really super cramped.
Half the time, you seem to be viewing up one of the actors' noses. You're in that close. So.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's... Yeah, I think the interiors of some of it do have a 2001 feel. And again, when you consider how... consider something like, bloody... Was it Silent Running or something like that? You go, well, actually, this isn't that out there compared to that. So, I mean, I was going to ask for a 2.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Yeah, I got no problems with that. I mean, just looking at that bridge, it kind of reminds me like something out of Space 1999.
Yeah, which again, I think, what do we give the Eagle? I can't even remember now.
Eagle. We gave it a 4. What the fuck were we smoking?
I don't know, but whatever it was, it's probably the same as Science. Science is a big fat fucking 0. I mean, literally, so much stuff has blown up on this ship that they would have had a massive decompression if nothing else. And they've got bombs that can take out like massive stellar masses. They got 20 years worth of... I mean, everything about this is just nonsense.
And who makes a sentient bomb in the first place? I mean, what a crazy idea that is.
Yeah, exactly. A bomb that says, sort of like, I've been... I think, therefore I am. I am here to destroy, so therefore I must destroy. I'm setting myself up. So, yeah. So, moving on, Science is 0. Cool factor. I like the film. I'm going to give it 2. Pete, because you only watched it recently, didn't you?
Yeah, last week. And yeah, in terms of, I mean, the film had interesting aspects to it, and I mean, it's from a history point of view, it's worth watching just to see, how it influenced what came later. But yeah, ultimately, it's not a brilliant ship. So 1, I'm afraid.
Okay. And Andy, without any frame of reference, just looking at the pictures.
I will play the role of France and say nil point.
Nil point. So 3.
Nil point.
3 whole points for the cool factor. So the
I didn't think it was going to go that way, if I'm honest.
To be quite honest, I didn't think it would do as well as it did. And the Dark Star rolls in with 28 points. I think that puts it down at the bottom somewhere.
107th.
Yeah, it does. It puts it down at the 7th position in our bottom 10.
Mm.
Oh, actually,
you're just set on owning that space, aren't you?
I am. It's all takeover. Mine, all mine. Yeah, so that's number 8 in our bottom 10. So
know what we're doing next week. I guarantee the Evan Hawke ain't going to trouble the top 10.
Yeah, here we go. So let's move on to you then, Andy.
So yes, I am bringing the Evan Hawke, also known as not the Millennium Falcon, also known as not the Normandy. Just so we're clear, this is the I suppose the character ship from the most excellent Knights of the Old Republic RPG games by BioWare from way back when in 2003. Which actually seemed like they were older than that, but they're not. Many a fond memory, potzing around the galaxy in those days. So much fun. You can actually get on your iPhone now. Anyway.
Really? Oh, right, okay.
You can. Anyway. Yes, let's get into this. The Evan Hawke was a dynamic class freighter and a smuggler ship. Like I said, it's not the Falcon. It rose to fame due to its use around the time of the Jedi Civil War on the Falcon. It was well known throughout the galaxy as the ship associated with the Exchange. For those who weren't paying attention at school, the Exchange was a crime syndicate. Think like the Hutts or the Mafia or Black Sun or whatever your frame of reference for there. And it passed through many hands before it was commandeered by the Amnesiac. He couldn't remember. Dark Lord of the Sith, Revan, who was escaping the destruction of Taris after Revan rejoined the Jedi Order, and the ship was instrumental in his search for the Starforge. Slight sideline, I just want to say, so the Jedi Council had this Dark Lord of the Sith who'd lost his memory, and they thought the smartest thing to do was to have him be exposed to other dark side people over the course of his adventure. I've got to say, if the Jedi Council was up for competency scores, wouldn't be doing so good.
I've got to say the Jedi Council of old are genuinely the most short-sighted, incompetent bunch of ninja monks I've ever met in my life.
It's true, but fortunately, they never set foot on the Ebon Hawk, so they don't count.
Yay!
Arthur Revan travelled to the unknown regions to destroy the remains of the Sith Empire that had laid dormant there. The Hawk eventually fell into the hands of the Jedi exile Mita Suik, who used it on her quest to stop the Sith Tremulative.
It's easy for you to say.
There was 3 of them.
Triumvirate.
Yes.
Triumphant?
There you go. Maybe, I don't know. The ship was heavily modified over the course of its life to the point it was difficult to determine its origins, but with an extremely powerful hyperdrive, the ship was believed to be one of the top 10 fastest ships in the galaxy of its time and was the fastest ship in the Outer Rim territories. Once again, I have to stress, not the Millennium Falcon.
Honest, Gov.
Not at all. There's a whole lot, as with any Star Wars wiki, there's pages and pages of shit, but we'll just skip to the end. I'll give you a little bit of behind-the-scenes information as he finds the bit. The Ebon Hawk was created for the Knights of the Old Republic video games by BioWare in 2003, serve as the primary mode of transportation for the protagonist in that game and the sequel. In both purpose and design, it was designed to bear a resemblance to the later Millennium Falcon. Ebon Hawk was one of the first names the designers considered, and it stuck for the duration of the project. The Ebon Hawk also serves as a server name on the Star Wars Old Republic game thing that they have these days. So, yes, there you go.
Nice.
That is the Ebon Hawk. So, shall we do the rating thing of which we do on this cast on occasion?
Let's give it a spin.
So, length is 24 meters.
That's a fine one.
Yay! There is something very wrong that my actual starship, which actually goes into space, scored the same as the 51 centimetre thing which never left the tabletop. But I digress.
Bitter much? Bitter Mike? No. Are you? No, I mean, do you want a pint of bitter, Mike?
Exactly. Oh, and a mighty fine pint that was. Sublight speed. Well, it goes fast.
It's Star Wars sublight.
It's Star Wars sublight, yeah.
So what's that? A 1, isn't it?
Well, we gave the Falcon a 3. We gave most other things a 1, like the Star Destroyer. Since this is several thousand years older, I'll ask for a 2 to assume that they increase something between the Old Republic and the
New
modern
Hope.
day
Yeah.
era.
Okay.
Star Wars FTL, though, because that's the same whatever we do. So that's still a 3.
Yep.
Maneuverability, it is pretty nippy. It gets out of Taris when that's all blowing up around it, and it dodges laser bolts from the Sith. Totally not a Star Destroyer. You see, it's not triangle shaped, it's more of a claw shape. It's a completely different thing altogether.
Yeah. Honest, Guff.
Honest, Guff. So again, I'll ask for a 4 for that, kind of pegging it at Falconish levels.
What, Pete, if you feel like stepping in at any point?
I have 0 points of reference. So literally, I've just seen pictures of this thing. So
Basically,
okay.
just
I could dig you out some video from the cutscenes and stuff like that. But
Just
if you've
treat-
seen the Falcon doing stuff, you've seen this.
yeah. So it is basically non-copyright infringing Millennium Falcon.
Yes.
with a square front.
yeah,
with
just,
a-
but ugly as fuck, basically.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, someone's not keeping his powder dry for his cool score, is he?
Wow, what a surprise that will be.
Firepower, it's armed with 2 quad laser turrets, 1 dorsal and 1 underbelly, and dual heavy quad laser cannons. But all of that basically boils down to it's pretty much the same as what Falcon has.
Yep.
You know, it can shoot asteroids out of the stars, and it can take on little fighters as they're coming back. So I'll ask for a 5.
Yep.
Basically.
A 5
I'm
usual.
taking it at what the Falcon has.
I was going to say, a 5 usual have.
Active defense, I'll take 1 for my maneuverability.
Yep. Okie dokie. And
It,
passive.
for defense, hang about. It does have some sort of shields, but I don't know if they're the angled ones like you have in Star Wars. They only mention shields won't hold if they keep this up.
Yeah,
at
and
one point.
It's just a nebulous shield of some description.
Yeah. Again, I'm just going to peg it with a Falcon and say 3.
Yeah, it is shit shields. No, I go along with that. That's fair enough. Okay.
And I'm only going to ask for 1 for special,
right.
and the one I'm asking for special is HK-47.
HK-47. Well, actually, I was going to say you could actually. Now, this may cause someone's teeth to go on edge, but you could actually argue that there were at least 2 Jedi in the crew.
Actually, the captain of this is a Dark Lord of the Sith / Reformed Jedi, depending on how you feel.
And then you've also got Batista.
Well, you got Bautista, and also in the second one, it's
Save Batista.
No,
yes, they Bautista's in this game. You realise?
yeah, no, it's a
It's very nice, very fetching kind of beige ensemble. It's kind of a skirt thing. It's nice.
No, it's Bastilla. Sorry, Bastilla.
Bastilla, yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're quite right. And again, even in the sequel, it's a Jedi is captaining it. So yeah. Oh, in that case, then I'll ask for 2, please.
You shall have to. Because HK-47 is pretty badass, and then on
HK-47 on his own is fucking awesome.
Yeah, without HK-47, basically, just so you know, Pete, HK-47 is basically K2SO4, but with the sarcasm sort of dialed down to Alan Rickman levels.
Oh, it's basically if K2SO and Marvin the Paranoid Android had an offspring, that's HK-47.
Yeah. And it was programmed, programmed by I don't know, John Rambo.
Yeah.
So
HK-47 alone is next time we do an episode on robots, HK-47's getting heavy mentions there.
Yes,
he's awesome.
Refers to everyone as meatbag.
Yes. A crew of 3, being pilot, co-pilot, and a gunner.
So still 1.
Yeah, it's still 1. I mean, I could have argued for because unlike the Falcon, this needs a droid to fly it, but whatever. It's still going to be a 1.
Still 1.
Competence-wise, it's a video game, and I think we peg video games at about a 3.
We do.
We do.
So I'll take a 3 for that, please, sir.
Yep. Here we go.
Here we go.
Buckle up,
exterior, it's. Can I just give a little? Can I just step slightly out of my lane and have a little rant about Star Wars in general?
Go on, then.
Okay, so this Knights of the Republic is set 3,956 years before the events of The New Hope. So this whole world is 4,000. So to give you some context for our world, if this year was the year of A New Hope, this ship was flying around in the time of the Pharaohs.
Yep.
In the Star Wars universe, in all that time, the bad guys still fly around in giant, massive triangles. The good guys are still Jedis wielding laser swords. The army still wants around in plastic fucking white armor.
Mm-hmm.
It's a society of cultural stagnation. I can't believe it's lasted as long as it has done.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, it's basically stymied because it has to be visually touchstone onto what have you. So as Pete says, it's not the prettiest ship in the universe. I would say it has a certain rustic charm.
The same way as a cowpat does, yeah.
Well, whatever you're into, mate. We're not here to judge.
Yeah,
we know your love of Benny Hill and pasteurized substances.
Yep.
I will ask for a 3, fully expecting a row to erupt, but I think it does what it has to do in terms of visual touchstones. It's fine. It's a bit brickish, but again, it's supposed to be 5,000 years less advanced. So there,
Okay, so you're asking for a 3.
asking for a 3.
Pete.
Every picture I've seen of it, it looks crap.
And you can reflect that in your call score.
Yes, I know, but also in terms of its realization, it looks crap. I mean, this presumably is a fairly early computer game, is it?
Yes.
2003.
2003.
Yeah.
First generation Xbox.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
So very, blocky, polygonal, and not very particularly nice.
Okie dokie. So, what are you thinking, sir?
Between 1 and 2, generous.
Okay. And Andy, what you after? A 3, did you say?
I'm asked for a 3, yeah. I mean, again, it's not... Look, it's stymied by what it has to do and by the technology at the time, but I still think it works well. I mean, you only really see it in the cutscenes in the game, and it's usually parked as, your kind of home ship that you kind of pull up to and everything. But I have a certain fondness for it, from my days pouncing around the galaxy with it.
A bit like the Tempest, to be honest.
A little bit, but that's for another mini-sode, for another day.
BioWare's habit of just giving you spaceships only ever seen parked.
Yes.
Okay. I'm torn on this one because while I admit that the technology obviously stymied this quite a bit, the one thing that kind of keeps coming to mind is it really does look like someone got bored halfway through making the Millennium Falcon and just spread the 2 prongs from the Millennium Falcon further apart and continued the middle bit outwards. And it's kind of... I kind of see where Pete's coming from because every picture of it I see isn't an impressive shot, even when it's rendered like as a fan art.
Oh, it's ugly as sin. I'm not arguing about that. But
No.
again,
Yeah. I'm not detracting from it in terms of just its design, but I'm also talking about the fact that again we should have this as a bloody minisode and just have this all out. But it just looks like a box with a half semicircle stuck on the end. And as much as I do like the ship, I don't think this is. I'm trying to find a ship that came out around at the same time on the same platforms, really, to get some kind of context.
I mean, again, it was kind of a rarity because there wasn't a huge amount. You have, I suppose, the free space games were a couple of years before this.
Yeah.
And if you want a comparison, look up Orion class destroyer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, again, it is what it is. I mean, look, I'm not going to kick my heels in and do a massive fight, but
No.
I think personally, if it was based just on my love for the ship and my experience of doing it with it, I'd probably go for more of a 4. But like I said, 3 is kind of where I think it should be. But if you want to knock it down to the 2, I'm not going to kick up a fuss.
No, I'm just torn because like I say, I don't think even in the terms of CGI sort of video game spaceships, it's a particularly nice looking or
bear
well
in mind
done
though, it's
ship.
an RPG as opposed to
no,
space.
I
sim.
totally.
Oh, no, I'm not saying to you. I'm saying to the audience.
Oh, sorry. Yes,
it is more of an RPG-ish sort of game. It's not one. You don't really fly the ship in the course of a game. This is literally the prequel to Mass Effect.
Well, let's not get carried away. But yes, you're right. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Hold on. Was it 2003? Did you say?
Yep.
This came out. Yeah. I'm just trying to see what else was out in that era. Because I mean,
that's before even Halo, I think.
No, but you got things like But you got things like Star Wars Jedi Knight, for example. Or
the Moldy Crow.
Or
yeah, look that one up.
Yeah, I know. But the thing is, you got things like Freelancers and just zooming down the list here. I'm just trying to see.
Well, again, none of these are particularly doing the argument of there being better ships out there.
No. But that's what I'm trying to establish, really. Yeah, the Moldy Crow, isn't it?
Oh yeah. To be fair, that was originally set up in Dark Forces, so the design was a few years older. But even so, it's again, I have a fondness for the Moldy Crow from playing the game, but yes, a pretty vessel it is not.
No, definitely not. Okay, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna just because I'm so torn on it, I'll split the difference and give it a 3. I wouldn't.
What? How's it? What?
Well, you were going to go for a 2. He would have asked for a 4.
I was saying 1 or 2.
1 or a 2.
And he was asking for a 3, wasn't he?
Well,
Yeah.
I was asking for 3 because I was preempting
Yeah.
about me asking. Well, fine, I'll ask for 4 then.
Oh, what?
Oh, God.
No, 2
Hold
at
on.
best.
Okay. Shit. Mummy and
Yes.
Daddy are fighting. Bugger. Fuck it. I don't know. I can't just.
It's horrible.
It isn't a good ship. Bollocks to it. Okay, 2. I'm sorry.
So hang about. Is this your knife, Lee?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Sorry. If you'd like to just remove that from your back, that'd be great. I need it back.
It's a lightsaber. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. Sorry. So, okay, what about interior then?
Oh, well, unlike the exterior, the interior we see quite a bit of, and again is in no way ripping off a Millennium Falcon at all.
It absolutely is.
But I will say it is entirely fully realised, fits entirely within the ship in terms of
Yes.
you can walk around into everything. You've got everything from the cockpit, the bridge, sleeping quarters. You've got the little crew rest area with the glowy holodeck table and everything. You've got smuggling compartments. You've got the hyperdrive. The interior is really well realised.
Yes.
Again, we're stymied by the sets of the time, but again, the remastered edition doesn't look half bad. In fact, someone was actually mastering the entire game with the Unreal Engine, I think it was.
That's right.
That's a fan project, but still, it stands up really well. So for the interior, I'm going to ask for a 5.
Yeah,
Oh no, I was going to ask for 4, but since Pete will take issue with me asking for a lower score, I'll ask for 5 and allow you to knock me down. You see, it's tactical here.
Smart. Tactical voting. That's what we're all
Yeah.
about. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't. I mean, even if you had asked for a 5 and not expected Pete to knock you down, I would have knocked you down for that. I'm looking at a picture of the straight to the game. Whoa! Turn that off. That bloody music. I was looking at a video of it, and it's on a PlayStation. It's not good.
It's polygonal. The score I was kind of pegging more for was probably a 4, and that's based on it is all there, like the entire interior. And I think this was probably, I'm probably wrong here, but I think this was the first computer game I can remember you could walk around the entire ship in.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, I mean, in terms of actually being able to, realize a ship, I think you can't take away from that, and it is well realized in those terms. The problem is that the graphics really let it down. That's
well, certainly, again, of its time.
Yeah.
But again,
no,
like I said,
but
I was literally me being cheeky because I was anticipating Muggins over there to say 1. And then say, well, he only asked for 4.
I wasn't going to be that mean, but I'm feeling that way now.
God, dear, Mummy and Daddy are still fighting. Oh,
Mummy and Daddy are going to start shanking each other in a second.
Jesus Christ. When we put on the website that May calls Geek Rage, I wasn't expecting it to be us. I was expecting it to be
Episode
the
4,
audience.
mate.
Yeah, episode 4. Yeah, fine. I mean, I appreciate the fact that you can walk around it. I think that is definitely something worth noting and something worth bearing in mind, because there aren't many things or games or any kind of media in which you can actually do that. Let's just have a look now. I mean, there are shots of it looking quite nice as well. I mean, I would have pegged it about a 3, possibly a 4 at a push, but I mean 3 would be where I was kind of thinking about it. I'm looking at the HD images now for the version that they're doing right now, and it's looking quite nice. But in the original game, it was kind of a bit polygonal again.
We're talking a 15-year-old game at this point.
Yeah, again, I'm not dismissing it out of hand. Don't get me
I'm
wrong.
not saying it to you. I'm informing the audience, imparting information for them.
Okay, right. I mean, there's a shot here. I shall put it up from number 2. I shall put it in the chat. where it always looked a lot better in the second one, I think. But
Well, the second one was 2006, 5 or 6.
yeah,
Um,
what do you think of
So,
that,
yeah.
Pete?
It's very grey, isn't it? Blimey.
Oh, for goodness sake!
it's a black
What
and
is
white
it?
image.
Oh, is it? But could they not afford the license? Blimey.
But no, it's after it's been taken over by a bunch of Sith lords. So it's
Hang
all
on, I've
gone-
got a picture
it's
in
all-
colour from the loading screen, which again has a sodding filter over it, but it gives you a colour shot. There you go.
Mhm. Yeah, and yeah, that's cool. I mean, you get your general sense anyway. What do you think? Forget the grey for a second there, Pete. But what do you actually think of that image I put up?
Hang about. I found a better colour one. Here you go. Without the sodding loading page around it.
Or the compressed image? Yeah, that's essentially the same image that I got, but without stormtroopers in it. But yeah,
They're not stormtroopers, they're Sith troopers. They were very specific on that.
very
They were
very
not
specific.
stormtroopers. Very specific.
Very specific. Yeah,
And it's not Millennium Falcon.
no.
Hawk, completely
We
different.
would like to remind our audience that it's not the Millennium Falcon. But what do you think, Pete? What do you looking at that image?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a 2, I think.
I don't see that, and the fact that you can walk around it being a 2. I mean, looking at things where we've given it 2
we
before.
gave a Gunstar a 2.
Did we? Oh,
Yeah.
blimey. Okay, well, you could shot yourself in the foot there. And the Andromeda Ascendant, we gave a 2 as well. Yeah.
Yes, but in both of those instances, A, you didn't see all of it, and B, there was several instances where it looks like a sodding shaky TV set. In fact, I think we gave a 2 to the Gul mothership with its lovely curtains.
Yeah. And the Nell, we gave a 2 to.
Yeah.
And the CNV Dreadnought.
I mean, we've given both of the Normandies a 4 for interiors.
Yeah, it's
Under protest.
yeah. Well, you're
You be quiet in the corner, you.
yeah. Just hush,
Lego.
hush your mouth, man.
Yeah.
No, I to be quite honest, I would say, in terms of being able to walk around a ship, I still think, and the way it looks and the atmosphere of it, I think the Normandy has it over the top of these. So I wouldn't give it the same score as the Normandy, though I appreciate it's a comparable thing. I mean, I would probably go for a 3, but that's purely because of
Fine with that.
it's purely because of the age of the graphics. Just really don't do it much favors. I think if there was the Unreal Engine update version and they smooth a few things off and improve the lighting and have doors that open, don't just stand there, that sort of thing, I think I'd be a bit more warm to it. But it is, yeah.
Well, we will, when they do release it, we will come back for a revisit.
I think I would be happy to come back for a revisit and treat it a little bit more kindly. Yeah, for sure. Okay, science.
Science, again, we're in the Star Wars world of Space Wizards, although the ship itself was nothing too particularly stupid. So pegging it where we gave the Falcon and Slave 1, I'll ask 2.
2, then you shall have a 2. And so then we move on to cool factor.
Again, I'm not going to
Hang
give
on,
it a 4.
whoa. Rewind.
Hmm?
Didn't you just say that you gave it points for special for having Jedi on board?
Well, for the crew.
Mm.
Yes, but that's not the ship.
Yes, but doesn't that undermine the science somewhat?
Fine, give it a 1. I'm too tired to argue at this point.
Oh my god! Can we all just pick something really sort of innocuous, which actually has a-
Uncontroversial next up. Bad news on that front, folks.
oh shit! If it's Super Ted's ship, I'm gonna literally drive around your house and kick you in the nuts. You know that.
Yeah. And I will help.
Yeah, I'll pick up Andy on the way. Right, okay, so cool factor. Andy.
Oh, I was going to give it 3, but fuck it, I'm giving it 4 now.
Okay, go for it. Pete, go on, give it the kick in you're going to give it.
I will. Yep, 0.
Right, okay. I'm going to give it. For all the issues I have with the way it looks, playing the game, it is still a cool ship. So I would still want my 5,000-year-old Millennium Falcon.
It's not the Falcon. They were very, very clear on that.
So I'm going to give it my 3, which gives it a score of 7. So the Ebon Hawk is not troubling any of the scoreboards up or down. It's sitting there at 38 points. So, unsurprisingly, the Dark Star loses. And it's a very close run thing between Benny's Lego spaceship and the Ebon Hawk. And basically, if I abstained from giving you a cool score and you're about to crackle, then yeah, it would have been exactly the idea. It would have been a draw. Oh, dear. Anyway.
Well, good thing you didn't do that, then.
No, it's good. It's a good thing I didn't. So that's it. So well done, Andy. 38 points. You win. Pete, well done. Second with a box of Lego with 33 points. And there I am sitting there with a shoe with a plastic dome with 28. Sitting in the bottom 10. So now it's time for us to work out what we're going to be doing next time. Yeah, and so it's a dodgy old shit special we've got this week, next time, because I'm going to be bringing the organic ships from Species 8472 from Star Trek Voyager.
All we can ask is why. Why would you do this to yourself?
That always goes so well.
Well,
Yes, Voyager.
Yeah. Well,
We have a list of 53 ships. And of these,
yeah.
you chose Voyager.
Yeah, well, you see, I like sticking pins in myself and self-harming, so, why not? At this point. But anyway, no, so, so I'll be bringing those 3-legged CGI monstrosities from Fluidic Space. And, have fun with that. And what are you bringing, Pete?
I'm bringing the horror ship from Red Dwarf.
Okay.
Thanks to Martin Thompson for suggesting it.
Thank you, Martin. And Andy.
And I will be advertising for a position of third chair on Space.Jury from... No. I will bring the Bebop from Cowboy Bebop.
So there you go. So it's the Bebop, the hollow ship, and that weird squiddy thing that looks basically like some kind of weird planter. From 8472 in Fluidic Space. So, do join us for that. And yes, and tell us what you thought about this episode. Put it on the Facebook group, which is facebook.com/group/SpaceDocJury.
Tell us if you think the Lego ship was eligible.
Yes, that would be...
Of course it was.
No, let's just move on. It's been a long night. Yes, also get involved on Twitter. We are at SpaceDocJury. And also we have a website which has all these episodes up that you can leave comments on, which is at SpaceDocJury.com. And it also has a contact us page on there as well, in case you want to get in contact with us for a feedback episode that we will be doing at some point in the future.
Or you could suggest spaceships to us.
Yep,
Say,
spaceships.
do this one, and we'll do it.
Spaceship suggestions through the contact page. Just send them through. Go to spacedocjury.com, click on the contact us page, and send us a message. And that's about it. Pete, do you want to just do a bit of pluggage before we move?
Okie dokie. Yes, if more spaceship stuff over on our Star Trek podcast that I do together with Anne-Marie, and that's the broadcast on Geek Planet Online and on iTunes.
Lovely. And Andy?
You can find me on the Grand Prix podcast with Elton McManus and on the Band of Brothers podcast, which are both at rogue2media.com and on iTunes and stuff and places.
Nice.
Tings.
And you can find me every Tuesday on the Black Dog Podcast, which you can find at Black Dog Podcast on pretty much every medium known to man. .com, on the Facebook groups, on Twitter, everywhere. So there you go.
The Smoke Signal edition is awesome. I highly recommend it.
The what?
Smoke Signal edition.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. It's a couple of blankets. There's a couple of blankets and a lot of smoke. Or some would say a lot of hot air. But anyway, moving on. So, so thank you very much for listening. Thank you, Pete. Thank you, Andy. And, yes, join us next time for either a mini-sode or the 8472 versus Hollow Ship versus the Bebop. And so until next time, take care, and we'll see you next time. Tatty bye.
Bye-bye now.
I should go.
Space Doc Jury is a production by 3 Angry Beards